Good morning, young bloods. How are we doing today? Let me get the thumbnail off. So many things to do. So many things to do when you run a Twitch stream, when you operate a Twitch stream on your own. No editors, no producers. New breakfast today. Nothing crazy. It's kind of oatmeal-ish, but it's called hot cereal. You guys ever heard of this? It had I think slightly more. Why did I get this instead of the oatmeal? I think it had slightly more protein, slightly less carbs, and a little bit more fiber. Have any of you ever heard of this? I put a little honey, banana, and blueberry in it. Quite nice. I typically in the mornings, and I'm sorry to eat. I ran out of time. Sorry to eat. Had a corp call this morning, 8 to 9. Did go on a little bit of a run. No big deal. Just a mile. I know a mile is like nothing for people that run. Greg would laugh at me. He would laugh in my face. That's nothing. Greg and his wife run like 8 miles. Like that's how they feel like they've done anything, which is crazy to me. I mean, as soon as I get my heart rate going and I start to cramp a little bit around like 0.76, I'm like, I'm good. But then you push through and really the runner's high kicks in around 1.6, you know? But anyways, I was just getting bored with the same breakfast with the eggs and the green juice. So I went to the health food store. There's one nearby, a local business. Support your local businesses if and when you can. And I was just putzing around, trying to see what they had to offer. And I came across this hot cereal. You could find it at any grocery store. It's nothing special. It's nothing crazy, but it's good. It's good. Anyways, good morning. Let's catch up on the comments real quick. How we doing? This song sucks. Agreed. Really? I might swerve, bend that corner. Woo, whoa. What does that mean? This feels like a Need for Speed Underground song. You guys don't like this song? All right, I'll find another fucking song. You don't like this one either. Can I tell you something of what I observed in this day and age? Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. Everybody loves to bitch. You can't please, you know that saying, you can't please everyone? It's hard enough to please anyone. You don't like this one either? You fucking assholes. I mean, listen, I can't play copyrighted music. They'll give me a warning or strike for that. So I go on here, I go to Sound something. I set up an account. I pay $19. I try to fucking scour through. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of songs on there. I spend a little bit of time going through songs and I download some audio and try to give you a new thing. And the first comment, shit. Total shit. That's all right, though. I do want you to be honest. Good morning, gentlemen. Have a great start to the week. You as well, EPTXGO. I think I said that wrong. God, the song is still going on. Do you ever in your life try to say anything positive or not bitch? That should be a good question to everybody. And I want to make something clear. I'm okay with bitching. Really am. But there's got to be a little bit of a balance. Do you ever say anything nice? Do you ever say anything positive? You know, there was someone I worked for that one time said, don't just come at me with the problem. Try to present a solution. Okay? So that would be great. Hey, DJen, not a really big fan of the song. Here's a place you can find one. Oh, hey, here's a clip of copyright-free songs on SoundCloud. I don't know. Here you go, DJen. That would be fucking great. I know you're 37 years old and you can hardly figure out Twitch and Discord, but you did it anyway. I know that. That would be the world I'd like to live in, personally. Anyways, let's keep moving. What's up? Do we think Joy Taylor slept with the snowman? Also, to get to the top of Sports Media Game. Very funny, yeah. You know, I have some thoughts on the Joy Taylor situation and the Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless situation, which I'll get into in a little bit. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. But first and foremost, good morning. Let's say hi to everybody. Snowman Sports, how are you? Thank you again. Great time chatting with Snowman. Big fan of his. And make sure you follow his Twitch channel or on Twitter. Maybe it's at Snowman Sports. Diet still on track day 6. Yeah, no. So last night, I am trying to do a little bit better. I have a wedding February 15th that I have to look okay for. I am filming this commercial for my team that I need to look okay for before I shave the head. And overall, I just want to be in better health. You know, it's the diet. It's not even so much for a physical thing, but internally, I really do get gassed and hit a wall. This stuff takes a lot of energy and effort. I would, if you disagree, I would challenge you to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours in the morning when you take time from your job and engage with 100+ people in a chat, which I love to do. But I feel it here. I feel it here. And the problem is I still like unhealthy habits. I do like to drink, you know, and not even a ton, just often. That's my problem. I don't even drink a lot anymore. You know, I can't even have like 5 or 6 drinks that often, but I like to have 2 or 3 drinks, you know, and I had that Guinness the other day, yesterday when we were watching the Bucks game, and it was in like a dusty cup, and I went to pour another one, and I was like, you know what? I don't need this. I grilled some steaks. Oh, I made cream spinach last night. Yep. I cooked some steaks. I grilled them on my mom has a grill. They came out pretty nice. I got 2 ribeyes and two strip steaks from Publix. Publix meat is fine. I usually prefer, not that I'm like a snob or anything, but I prefer like a meat shop if you can get it. Whole Foods is whatever, nothing special. But Publix was solid. Seasoned those things up, fucking hot, got that grill on hot. But anyways, roasted some carrots and made cream spinach. Have you ever made cream spinach before? It is very, very, very good. And I have some tips if you would like. I don't run unless I'm being chased personally. Very funny. Mile is cool, get your blood flowing, but doesn't your body want to keep going after 1 mile? Not even, yeah, sort of. My knee started to hurt a little bit. Not beneath the kneecap where the patellar tendon is, and my band on the top, which was interesting. I did stretch a little bit last night. Need to stretch more. What's up, Flatwoods? E40 type of beat. Thank you, Bobby Berg. Bobby Berg, fuck it. Bobby Berg, you fucking get it. Yes, it is E40-ish. This face. Now shake them dreads. Come on. See, the problem is you young bucks don't even know about that. All you fucking know is Drake and Future. You don't even know about fucking E40. Gotta be joyous. Yep. Get that Jello song rolling. That second one sounds like a porno intro. All right, fine. The last one made me think we were going to discuss joys of Molly. I might swerve, bend that corner. Well, I don't know what's talking about. We are children. Forget the speech. You didn't set up anything we did. Way! Fuck off. I still made one. That's true. You guys are great. What's up, Flip Onler? Preach. Love that. I don't see Flip Onler's name in here too often. I do love how many people are tuning in on Twitter, which is totally fine. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, whatever floats your boat. But if you're on Twitter, make sure you like, give it a like. Nobody can see what you like anymore. Okay. So it's helpful. You like, you retweet. Well, people can see what you retweet, but you know what I mean. Bro was acting like I didn't say, here you go, DJ, and here's a step-by-step video guide how to set. Yeah, that's true. Listen, you didn't fucking tell me I was going to have to connect it to WHOP. WHOP. W-H-O-P. No, I'm not doing all that. I can't do all that. Just curious, what does your exercise in a normal week look like? So I run 1.5 to 2 miles, or I go on the treadmill and I do a 25 to 30-minute incline walk, and then I do weights, and I probably do that about 4 to 5 times a week. I do triceps and chest one day, and then I'll do shoulders and biceps the other day, and then I'll do those twice, so that's 4. And then one day I'll do some lat pulls and maybe legs, but usually not. I also regular the sauna. I'm a big sauna guy. I am no role model to living a healthy lifestyle, but I think what I am is your average guy, like your average dude. I wouldn't say bro. I don't think I'm very bro-y. But I'm like your average dude in terms of I like bad shit, you know, but I also don't want to feel like shit. You know, I'm overweight. I would say I'm about 20 pounds overweight. But I wear it kind of well because I'm like short and stocky. But I mean, my stomach looks terrible right now. My wife hates it. I hate it. So I do need to lose some weight, but I need to get strict. I'm just realistic with myself. Like my lifestyle, I'm always going to want fucking Taco Bell every now and then. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't eat like Greg. Kudos to Greg. Greg can eat fucking salmon and raw carrots like 4 days a week. I can't. Wish I could, though. I really do envy. Just like I'm not a very smart guy and I wasn't very good in school. I admire and respect people who took it seriously and are smart. That's the one thing, you know, I always try. That's why, you know, I say shit about like the nerds or the analytical nerds, the fantasy nerds or whatever. I'm not like pro jock, anti nerd. And I never really have been my whole life. And my dad, I give a little credit to my dad on that, because he would tell me when there's that one time when I bullied a kid in middle school and then I never did it again. But he was like, these nerds are probably going to own a company that you work for one day. So you better fucking tighten up. And I was like, well, that's pretty good advice. And also like the like super jock crowd, they're kind of fucking dickheads because they get really cocky. I never understood two things. I never understood in high school. You know, football and basketball players weren't like overly cocky for whatever reason. Baseball players and fucking lacrosse players. What is up with them? Do you ever notice that? And I'll tell you what, something I've noticed. I'll tell you what, baseball and lacrosse is very, very popular in the Northeast. You know what these fucking Northeast guys do? They just walk. Like they poke their chest out and like they raise their shoulders back and they walk, and everyone's like pigeon-toed too. Why are so many people pigeon-toed? You ever notice that? So many people are pigeon-toed. I'm not hating the lax guys. I'm not hating it. I'm not hating on Faison. Stop that. I'm not hating on it. It's just an observation. People who are really, really good at baseball and really good at lacrosse act like they're gods. And I never really understood that. Not hating on it. Friends with baseball players, friends with lacrosse players. I'm not hating on it. And I'm getting into baseball. I really like baseball. I don't know that I can really get into lacrosse, though. I just have to tell you the truth. I don't know that it's necessarily my thing, but I think it's smart for anybody who is like trying to make a name for themselves, to like promote lacrosse, because it's a small league and maybe it can get really popular. Have you been to an HEB? I don't know what that is. Got to go in on a whole cow. Ribeyes are so good. Yep. Tore my ACL meniscus last January, and I don't think I'll ever be the same. That's brutal, dude. I hate to hear that. Sorry. Display the placard. The fuck does that mean? Oh, you got me something. I don't have it yet. Pandemic. None of my golf bets came in. Nope. Are we still able to get into the Discord? The command says link inspired. Yeah, bad guy, but I got to figure out I keep telling the mods to change the way people come in, because anybody that comes in right now, I assume you're a bot and I'm banning you. All right. So if there's anybody real that's created their Discord the same day they join, just so you know, I've probably banned you, and I'm sorry, because I just assume you're a bot. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Tony Phoenix believer, what's up? Come on, DJ, don't hate Alexa. Oh yeah. As a lacrosse player, I fully agree with you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just keeping it 100. Well, if you succeed at the Blate 30% of time, it gets to your head being so successful. Play. Oh, gotcha. My DJ hoodie arrives today. I will give a real review tomorrow morning of the quality. Love it. I think you're going to be a very happy customer. W merch, thank you. Yep. Remember, if you want some merch, if you want a hoodie, a crew neck, I know somebody gave me shit for wearing one like 4 or 5 days in a row. So check me out. I'm wearing a fucking regular black shirt. Ha, hope you're happy. You won that battle. Where the fuck is it? Here you go. Bam. Shop.thedegenerateweekly.com. I need to get a beanie. I'm actually going to go see if I can get a BB today. Well, figure it out and get me in there. Yeah, I need to try that. French toast. I don't know what you're talking about. Ice cream cake. Stop that, Chewy. Stop that, please. Good morning, DJ. Playoffs are here. Let's go. Yep. I'm just here for the GRP interview. And what a coincidence. It's Flacco Day. Okay. That was pretty good rambling. My mouth is already dry, and I realize I don't have any water. Let's fuel up real quick. Little honey. Little oatmeal, banana, and blueberries. Remember, I told you my story about blueberries. I'm always trying to eat more blueberries. They might be the fountain of youth. And I really need to eat more apples. You know that saying, that cheesy saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? I kind of think it's true. Every time I eat an apple, I feel so healthy. It's kind of like when you read a book, you feel like a scholar. I feel so smart after I read a book. Whew. Let me tell you, I mean, it takes me about 4 months. But is anybody's New Year's resolution to read a book? Anybody? I got to finish, what the fuck is his name? What's the gambling? I can't believe I'm blanking right now. Billy Walters. I got to finish the Billy Walters book. I'm about 40 pages in. I like it. No? Okay. Green juice. Yep. I have a juicer. My tip on juicing would be this. What's up? Oh, wow. Sus Malgus much. Hello, new follow. Welcome to the board review. I had a juicer, and I was doing just cucumber juice or just celery juice. My wife told me this is such a pain in the ass because I thought that you could just press like 5 of them, have them in the fridge, and then just open them up. Apparently, like the day of the fresh juice, the fresh cumber or celery, that makes a little bit of a difference. I don't know. It could have been some bullshit you see on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. But anyways, I followed through. Okay, let's get into it. That was fun rambling. Good morning. My resolution is to read the slate better. About the only thing I'll be reading. Yep. Yes. I used to take those like once a day. I got to tell you, I think they fucked up I think that's part of the reason I have acid reflux. I was doing it a little too often. But yeah, those are good. Post more on TikTok. So the exact opposite of resolution. Yeah. Well, hey, you got to play the game, Snowman. TikTok fucking is part of it. Just got a cookbook. That's all crockpot recipes. Make 10 servings of meal prep. Changing. There you go. W's. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm 1/3 of the way to a DGen story time for my channel points. Better be a good fucking story. That's funny. Okay, let's get into it. Some good takeaways that we have. The playoffs are here. I hope you all enjoyed your NFL season. You probably didn't if you are a Jacksonville Jaguar, Tennessee Titan, New York Giant, Cleveland Brown fan. But okay, Carolina Panther. Oh no, Carolina Panthers are okay. But we're here. We made it. And we're going to recap a little of the NFL, and then we'll talk some early look aheads, lines for the playoffs, and go from there. And we'll go from there. Chicago Bears, yeah, Chicago Bears, nice win yesterday. Oh, Patriots, nice win, Patriots. What are these teams doing? What are these teams doing? Anyways, I've rambled long enough. How was that ramble session? By the way, is that tolerable? I think I rambled about 18 minutes. On a Monday, I think that's fine. On a day with a bigger slate, I think 11's probably more like it. Was that tolerable? Give me a 1 if it was tolerable. Give me a 2 if that was too long. I won't be offended if you hit me with a 2. 1 if that ramble session was tolerable, 18 minutes, or 2 if that was too much. 2 for too much. Thank you. 3, not long enough. Look at that. 1, Book of Chew, you're on thin fucking ice, buddy. By the way, can we give Book of Chew a round of applause? Chewy. Guys taking, yeah, there you go, Barty Bart. I am. I'm trying to be a little bit more of a streamer. Thank you for all the ones. I Perk Wisco, Tailing Dawes, Bobby Berg in there from YouTube. Can we get Book of Chew? That video was incredible. That video. Did you guys not watch it? Here, I'll pull it up. Great video. And you know I'm a beef guy, but I mean, I could just see it from a mile away. You could see that disaster from a mile away. And listen, I mean, I don't really know what to say in hindsight. The Lions to me were clearly the right side. I even told some people in my DMs, and they said they liked the Vikings. I did not. It came very close to being my my best bet. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. I'm not going to rub anyone's face in shit, but you could see that a mile away. So hold on one second. We'll talk about that. I'm really looking forward to recapping and getting into the playoffs. Here is if you have not seen the Chewy video, here is the Chewy video.
Attention. We have breaking news. Your boy on Twitter, they might call him what? Shady B. Apparently the biggest Vikings fan ever. No, bro. Vikings are frauds. Frauds. Jay Jettas, biggest game of his life. This dude's supposed to be the top 3 receiver in the league, and dude only gets 54 yards. Jay Jettas, Amon-Ra Jamo. Jay Jettas, Amon-Ra Jamo. Eve, you are on punishment. You're grounded. You need to take that jersey and you need to put it somewhere very, very far away. You know why? Because Jay Jettas, man, he's a fraud. He didn't show up this game. He cost me my lay. You're on thin fucking ice, dude. You're on punishment with me. I'm not a fan of you for 24 hours. I'm so close to blocking you, dude. You're on this thin of fucking ice with me, and I've never ever been this mad before at somebody. But dude, Jay Jettis, how could you do this? You need to take off that freaking jersey and you need to go put it somewhere far, far away. You need to tell. Never mind. You know what? I'm not even gonna say because then we're gonna lose plot. But just know you are on thinnest of ice, beef. Dead ass. Fuck the Vikings and respectfully, beef. You need to fuck off. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of you for 24 hours. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not a fan of you right now. You made me very mad. You need to go put yourself in the corner, buddy.
I have so many thoughts about the video. First of all, every time Chewy said you need to go put that jersey, I kept thinking he was going to say shove that jersey up your ass. But then I remembered, I don't know if Chewy really has that. Like, that's in my arsenal. You know what I mean? Like my first thing. That's why I got a warning on TikTok, because apparently you can't say cocksucker. But I knew Chewy. I was like, oh yeah, Chewy doesn't have the mouth of a sailor. I don't know if he has an Italian grandmother, so he's probably not going to say it. But every time he kept saying, put that jersey, I thought he was going to say, shove it up your ass. He's genuinely upset. Chewy's genuinely upset. So here's one question I have. I hope one of my first thoughts as well is, Chewy, I hope you didn't lose a lot of money on the Vikings. It sounds like if you did bet something, it was on Justin Jefferson, which I would at least say Justin Jefferson was a much better bet than the Vikings. I would say that. And Chewy put you in timeout. Dude, hilarious. I lost 2 racks, 2-man. Imagine losing as much as Beeve did on Boots on Ground, then you got to deal with Chew's bullshit. Dude, hilarious. I had a 2-leg for 19. Okay, real quick. There was a comment up here I wanted to address real quick. Jay Millball. Hey, DJ, just had to pop my head in while I had a thought. You guys were absolutely right about the Vikings-Lions game. Good call. What's your early thoughts on them playing the Rams? I have thoughts. And somebody mentioned it. Oh, yeah. I want to buy a little bit of the Vikings, but I'll tell you how. That's really what I thought of a lot this morning. I thought of the first round of the playoffs and some of these matchups. I did listen to Chernoff. I listened to a little part of my take, not a whole lot. I have some thoughts, but before we do anything, we're gonna run through these games, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on recapping because it was week 18. As much as I love Beef, he deserves all of it. Yeah, listen, I want to make something very clear. We're all different people. Aloha, gifted a sub bang to Chew. We love that. We're all our own individual people. I think Beeve is a hilarious character, and I think he's very good at Twitter. I think he's very entertaining. He's very funny. And for the most part, I actually think he's a pretty good gambler. There is nothing, in my opinion, and in Steak's opinion, and in Greg's opinion. All right, we disagree a lot, but we also are, have a lot of similarities. There's nothing cool about feeling obligated to bet on your favorite team. There's just not. I'm sorry. And you know what? Jeff Nadu, I'm not the biggest Jeff Nadu guy. I'm not like a big hater or anything. Just doesn't really do anything for me. He had a great video not that long ago. I think it was when I bet on Indiana. And yeah, I lost the bet, but he was like, you can't be out here on Sports Capper and just betting your favorite teams every time. Nothing is cool about only betting on your favorite team. I'm sorry. Just my opinion. You're already emotionally invested on them to win. Why would anybody always feel it necessary to add money? Now, there are times, of course, when you feel it because you have a good read on your team, but you can't always be one-sided. And for that, if I was Beeves' manager, I mean, he ain't that guy. That kid ain't coachable. He's kind of like, he reminds me of a young Steak. I managed Steak. Steak was a bartender when I was a manager. Managing Steak was a pain in the ass. He'll even tell you he was a diva wide receiver, but he was a great wide receiver. He was a Justin Jefferson, but Justin Jefferson's not even a diva, so that's a bad comparison. Anyways, you know what I mean? You can't coach Beef. You got to let him do his thing. But that would be one of the things if I were coaching. That's what I would tell him. Like, hey, you don't need to always nuke your team. I don't know how anybody betting on the Minnesota Vikings isn't such a bad thing. I don't know how anybody would ever want to put money against the Detroit Lions with the way they played the last 2 weeks. And I thought Steak on Prop Talk put it so perfectly. And if you, excuse me, if you didn't see it, I'm going to go show you the video right now because I thought this was a masterpiece. And being a fan and having a read on your team.
Insight into what being a Vikings fan is like. All year, I feel like we've been like, holy shit, like, is this really happening? We keep fucking winning games with Sam Darnold. It keeps happening, but it doesn't feel real, and you're not fully, like, believing that this team is legit. Unfortunately, I feel like on Twitter, the first time I see Vikings fans fully bought in. They're fully bought in. They're really, really excited. They're expecting a lot of success against the fucking banged up, just beaten up Lions defense. And I've told you this for many, many years. When the Vikings fans have expectations, it goes fucking horrible. It goes horrible. I'm just telling you, that is how it is. Always win. And I'm picturing in my head, the Lions, this game is life or death. The Lions are having their best year in franchise history. That year cannot end up being a 5 seed and playing a road playoff game in the wild card against the Buccaneers or the Rams. It cannot go like that. For the Vikings, you go 14-3. You should obviously win your division, maybe have a 1 seed, but you had a 6.5 win total, and you're going to make the playoffs, and you're going to have a playoff game, and that's not like the end of the world if I would have told you that at the beginning of the season for the Vikings. Narrative-wise, I'm incredibly scared for the Vikings. I'm just being honest. I would lean the Lions. I want to be wrong. I will not bet the Lions. I hope fucking very much the Vikings win, but I know that I love the under. I do, unfortunately, think the Lions is the right side. So I'm going to try to give
I mean, in my opinion, I really don't even know. Like, you could have asked Chat GPT. Seriously. You could have asked Chat GPT to give you a thought, a preview on the Vikings-Lions game. I don't think it could have done better. Agree or disagree? Yeah, shout out to Steak on the Kings also. Yep. Prime's comment's hilarious. Also, Prime hit me up in the DMs. This guy, I can't with him. He said, let's collab on a future parlay. Don't have to post it or make a big deal about it, but this has to be done. Notre Dame and the Bucks. Notre Dame to win the championship, Bucks to win the Super Bowl. 100 to win 15,000. I said, that's not hitting. He said, we don't make bets because they're not going to hit. We make bets because what if? Actually, I agree with that. W Prime. And this is where he takes a 180. I'm giving you an opportunity. All you have to do is accept it. The only thing you're going to regret is that you didn't take it earlier and didn't put more on it. Oh, God. I'm telling you, this is where he gets aggressive. If you don't take this with me, I'm going to find someone else who will, and I will remind you every time I view your stream how pussy you are for not putting it in. And then in all caps, he wrote, the time is now. And he goes, and this is the last part. He goes, I'm sorry. This motherfucker cracks me up. The very last sentence, he just says, you call yourself a fan. I call you a fraud. I'm sorry. As that message was coming in, last night, I didn't find it as funny. But that was the second time I read it. It's so funny. He just the level of intensity gets ramped up more and more. It's so funny. People just have such a hard time understanding why a fan of their team wouldn't think like, oh yeah, my team's going to win the championship. Oh yeah, that's just how it's going to go. Drop the bar on your ass on the end, dude. I know. And his comment was hilarious on Steak's tweet. All right, let's do some recapping. Thanks for hanging out, by the way. I feel like we've definitely been lollygagging a little bit on the stream this morning, but that's okay. It's a Monday, and it's first Monday of the year, so sources are saying. Let's see. I want to make sure real quick. Excuse me. I did not necessarily mean to cough in your mouth. Cough in your ear. Okay, let's get into it. Let's run through these real quick. Pretty good reads, by the way, on week 18. Finally, 17 weeks of sucking ass. And then finally, week 18, I feel like I would have, if I would have pressed every button that I wanted to press, I think I would have had my best weekend in the NFL. But I'm like, nah, it's fucking week 18. I'm not going to be stupid. I'm a fucking idiot. Jacksonville and Indianapolis. What do we get? Joe Flacco there got a little sweaty with the passing yards. The Jags had an 8-minute drive in the second half. I was like, oh God. Buffalo, New England. I mean, Bazooka Joe, anybody? Bazooka Joe, anybody? Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk playoff reads in a second here. We're going to just recap real quick. Bazooka Joe, anybody? Washington, Dallas, love the Cowboys here. Didn't end up getting to it. The under was a good play too. I think Corn liked the under 43, just got there. Giants, Philly, not sure what we liked in that one. Don't think we really liked anything. Actually, I think Steak said he liked the Eagles. And then shout out to Corn. We played Drew Lock under passing yards. You got to buy high. Listen, sometimes sports betting is all about fading a guy off a legacy day and betting on someone after a really dog shit performance. Remember, that is how I fucking grinded my dick off and bounced back in baseball. A lot of you guys were here for it. You watched it firsthand. I was chatting with Cam Is Money, who just loves to shit on Baker Mayfield because he bet on his passing yards. I'm like, Cam, you bet on Baker Mayfield after he just threw for 5 touchdowns and 350 yards. What do you want me to tell you? You're buying, hey, Bitcoin is $99,000. Go get you some. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, that would be something I would pay attention to. We're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers here. I think Jordan Love's injury he's fine. I think Matt LaFleur said he would have come back into the game if it was meaningful. Shout out Chicago for a nice big win there. I mean, I'm kind of kidding. But that's got to be good for your morale. Maybe a little bit. I saw a stat, by the way. That the Green Bay Packers are a blocked field goal away in Chicago from being 0-6 in the division. Yikes. What's not real? Birds are killing Packers? Yeah. Joe fucking Milton. Yeah, he did. He looked good. He actually looked good. Seems like a lot of people disagree, but the post moving on from Mayo after 1 year was the right decision, and absolutely was the right decision. And let's be honest, like a lot of sports teams do this. They really do. It's just a business. It is the way it is. And I know nowadays, like the talking heads and everything will criticize it because like race gets involved and everything. And I'm not here to comment on that, but there are definitely like fillers for coaches and teams when you know a team is going to be bad. And I remember with the Magic, when the Magic hired Jacques Vaughn, I was like, I don't really know that Jacques Vaughn is like the coach of the future, but it made sense because the Magic were going to be terrible. And so it was like, well, we're not going to really hire a top coach and try to build with it. The fucking Texans did, I think they did Lovie Smith pretty dirty that 1 year, didn't they? Only hired him for a year. So this stuff happens. It happens. It was pretty obvious. Antonio Pierce doesn't really seem like a coach long-term. But it's unfortunate. You kind of feel bad for the guy to get fired like that, and there's so many other dog shit coaches that get such longer leashes. Like that's kind of annoying. Yeah, dude. Mayo was never good. I just find it weird they even hired him instead of Vrabel to begin with. Well, I think I gave my reason on that. Anyways, sorry, I got some oatmeal stuck in my throat. We'll get back to it. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a toast? Can we have a toast? So as good, I'm gonna glaze the degenerate family real quick. As good as Steak's video was, how good was this video?
I hate this stupid.
This was on October 3rd after Kirk Cousins threw for 500 yards against the Bucs, who were their injury. Their secondary was half of them were hurt. They had nobodies. They benefited from a Bucky Irving fumble and a holding call, and they beat the Bucs on a short week in overtime at home. These were my thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons October 3rd. Meanwhile, everybody in the Discord was celebrating and cashing their Super Bowl tickets.
Fucking taking advantage of fucking prevent defense in Philadelphia. Taking advantage of fucking muff punts and a defensive pass interference against the Saints.
Never forget that Saints win. Total fluke shit against a dog shit banged up Saints team. Never forget
And
it.
they're getting bailed out by Young Hoku. They would be nothing. They wouldn't even be a fucking franchise without this kicker. This is unbelievable.
Preach.
And then you have the audacity to call a holding call on fucking 1st and 10 when the running back gets a face mask. Nothing but prevent defense penalty merchants. This stupid, soft, fraudulent Atlanta Falcons football team. They should be 0-5. I don't care that they're 3-2. As soon as this team, 4 out of 5 games at home, cozy in this dome, as soon as they go on the road, I don't give a fuck. I'm fading the shit out of him. Look at stupid Kirk Cousins. He's fucking bopping and weaving. And yeah, you fucking threw 440 yards. That's great. It was a short week and a bunch of no names on an overachieving Bucs defense. I'm going to fade the absolute fuck out of these frauds. Fuck the Atlanta Falcons. Bunch of phony fucks.
I mean, holy shit. Was that not so accurate? So spun.
I've been there. What happened? You guys had it. What happened? You got the other game sealed interception. I thought that was it. What?
Fucking Ian. All right. Anyways, that that was great. That was great. That was great. Listen, sometimes you have personal vendettas against teams, especially ones that are in your division and you're a quote unquote rival. What do you mean? I'm just being a sports fan here. Nobody hurt me as a kid. Relax. That was great, by the way. If you want a good laugh, I'm not even just saying this. The post engagements on that tweet of the Falcons fans found that video and were quote tweeting it and roasting me. That was absolutely hilarious. That was hilarious. Said the same thing, ironically. Yep. The CLV with the Falcons really matter. We swept the Bucs and we had a good future ahead. Please win round 1 so y'all can keep. Yeah, your future is going to be fine. Your future is going to be fine. He glazing himself. You're goddamn right. Guy in the cornfields. I have a big bag going on the Commanders money line. Ooh. Well, I'm a little bit nervous. We'll talk about that later. All right. Anyways, that was great. Bryce Young looked great. The Panthers look good. Nice win for the Panthers. I will likely be betting on them some way, somehow going into next season. Texans, Tennessee, don't have anything to talk about that game. Did I not tell you it wasn't going to be easy for the Bucs? Did I not tell you that? And listen, for anybody in here who's like, oh, all DJ does talk about when he's right. No, not true at all. So miss me with that shit. But did I not tell you that the fucking Saints, I literally pulled up ESPN.com and I went through the last 7 years of when the Saints go into Tampa late in the season and play them. It's never easy and it's never fun, but it's not even so much about the Saints as it is about the Bucs. You're buying high off them after they kicked the shit out of the Panthers, and now they're coming in there and they know they just have to win. They're expected to win. They're favored by fucking 14 points. They want to get the incentives done. They want to do Mike Evans Day. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of fucking pressure. Everybody was, oh yeah, sure, it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's not. It's any given Sunday in the NFL. This shit ain't easy. It wasn't even so much to do about the Saints. The Bucs were fucking sleepwalking, and their offense looked terrible for like 3 quarters. But I'm happy they grinded out the win. Obviously, I didn't necessarily doubt they were going to win the game. And no, I didn't bet the Saints, even though I didn't like the Bucs. Again, I'm not always going out there and fading my team. But I tried to warn anybody betting on the Bucs yesterday. The Saints are always pesky. Okay? You might think I've watched this team for fucking almost 30 years. Yeah, sometimes I don't have a lot up here, but sometimes I can remember things. Anyways, moving forward. You guys were right about Kyler Murray going off the fucking week after he sold my fantasy football championship, asshole. The Niners are in shambles. That defense is a real problem. I don't know what they do, but man, when I watch teams like the Panthers, it's evident their defense is missing players, missing dogs, missing speed. I'll tell you, the San Francisco 49ers defense, they are just warm butter. It was always the over. Like the over in that game, never got there. Trey McBride scored again. I mean, come on, talk about hindsight 2020. That fucker was getting in the end zone more than once this season. But everybody got fed. Josh Dobbs played okay. Second half kind of sucked for him. Seattle and the Rams. I got a late read on the Rams there. I like Jimmy G. Jimmy G played well. Didn't touch him in a prop or anything, but I think he had 300 yards. I mean, guys like Jimmy G and Sam Darnold, this is why I was not down on the Vikings or Sam Darnold at all this year. I thought he would just be a fine fit. Guys like this who have experience playing and are like, I'm not saying they're great or even good quarterbacks, but they're competent. If you get them in the right system, see, that's the thing. The coaching and the system and the scheme is so fucking important for these quarterbacks. They simplify the game. You can throw Jimmy G out there and he's gonna be competitive. And he threw for 300 yards. He actually played really well. I know he had an interception, but whatever. So I told Steak and Greg late, I was like, guys, I like the Rams. So we took the Rams 7.5. I also sprinkled on the money line. Obviously didn't get there. But you know what? I give Gino his credit. He played his dick off. He got his incentives. I think he won made $6 million or something. I just kind of have my concerns about Seattle overall. I'm not really into them. I don't know. I don't know what I think about the Seahawks. Let's put it that way. Are you a true Bucks fans? Oh yeah. Yeah, I won't bore you with the story because I'm sure I've told it 95 fucking times, but I have family in Wisconsin. I was watching the Packers play the Bucks, and they had me as a Packers fan for about 2 to 3 years, maybe from like 6, 7 years old to about 9, 10 years old. And then I was watching the Battle of the Bays because the Bucks used to be in the same division, and I was watching Mike Alstott and fucking Warrick Dunn and Derek Brooks, and I fell in love. I was wearing a cheese head, and I said, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm falling in love with the Bucks. And I've been a Bucks fan ever since. So yes, I'm a very, very big Bucks fan. Not as much as the whoops. Ooh, that's really faded. Maybe I'll get that. If they win the championship, maybe I'll get that colored in. This was like, I was like diehard. I mean, I was on the Bucks website all the time. They used to put these fun graphic videos out where a pirate ship, it was like an animated pirate ship, would like shoot down the team they were playing. That was pretty cool. I used to love that shit. I used to do pretend like depth charts and like schemes and stuff while I was in school. I never paid attention in class. That's all I was doing. Mock drafts. I really wanted Cedric Faison, if you guys remember who he was from the Gators. But Notre Dame, I was watching like every practice video on the message boards, an absolute religious freak for Notre Dame football to where it was unhealthy. Anyways, wouldn't it be so fitting if the New York Jets played their best football when the season's over? Damn it. I'm so upset with myself. All I talked about since they played the Dolphins and ending the year was buying Aaron Rodgers and buying the Jets offense when the season was officially over, because that's such a Jets thing to do. It's such a thing to do for a team to torment their fucking fan base, which is what they just continue to do year in, year out. And I didn't make a goddamn nickel off this game. I'm so upset with myself. Shout out to Mid Major. I think he liked the Jets, had him on the alt line. Great job. Shout out to Cam His Money. He had Aaron Rodgers masterclass. I think Steak may have played it as well. No pregame hype videos will beat this is our Colts, our team. Yeah, no shit. But anyways, I'm very happy for anybody that profited on that game. It made all the sense in the world. Breece Hall ended up getting in there. Adams didn't get the first touchdown, but he did score. But shout out to Corn though, man. Seriously, Cornfields came on Prop Talk yesterday. I thought he did a great job. It was a great week for him to come on to. That was awesome. Spur of the moment as well. Thank you. Cornfields is a big W in this community. And but the first touchdown didn't hit. He did score a touchdown. I don't think he's got the second touchdown, but you played Adams, that cashed. I don't know who got the first one. Conklin or some shit, or Lazard. I almost said Hazard. Anyways, a lot of overs, a lot of touchdowns. Makes all the sense in the world after a pretty, what do we call that? Anemic season and performance from a lot of these teams. Again, just a hindsight read there, but it was like, oh yeah, it would have been a great fucking weekend to press on a touchdown parlay. I did not. Josh Dobbs got in. Oh, Greg Dortch. Dortch got in twice. Chargers in Vegas, man. I'll tell you what, the Chargers just are not fucking around. I'm going to look at the box score of this game real quick. You know what's so interesting to me? In a game like this, this is why we're having some trouble streaming on Twix. This may, oh no. Okay, hold on one second. I got a, Twitter, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to be really upset if you can't stream to Twitter anymore. Sorry, hold on one second, guys. Remove from this destination. I don't know what's going on. That's annoying. Let me just tell Twitter real quick that we're still live on Twitch and YouTube. Not sure what happened, but some difficulties streaming on Twitter, X, whatever. You can find me live on here. YouTube. YouTube.com/@the-degen-weekly. Twitch. Twitch.tv the Degenerate Weekly. And I'll post that. Degen Weekly. Okay. All right. That's good. Yeah. Weird. Okay. Degen, you're going to be on. No, I don't think so. I mean, I think they do win. I don't know. Maybe I'll sneak it or something. Sneak nuke it or something. Anyway, so Justin Herbert yesterday, 28 of 36, 346 yards. I mean, it's just interesting to me that the Chargers, they're so aggressive. They're so fucking aggressive. Quentin Johnston, 13 catches, 186 yards. Are you kidding me? I mean, they did whatever they fucking wanted to Las Vegas. Holy shit. That's crazy. That really is fucking crazy. But I'll say this. I mean, the Raiders were dead. You know, it's going to be obviously a step up in competition in the playoffs, but I fucking love how aggressive the Chargers are. KC in Denver. Well, that was fun. Chiefs plus 10.5 was fun. Yeah, Carson Wentz, guys. Remember him? Hill Daddy, just want to stop in and say, morning for 34,000 feet up. I got the window open, waking these fuckers up. W Hill Daddy, appreciate that. Safe travels. Greg's best bet. Yeah, it's just not Greg's year. Fuck Greg. God damn it, Greg. Yep, too. You know, KC plus 11 was the dumbest bet I've felt all season. Yeah. I started to just say to myself towards the end of that, I was like, you know, Denver laying double digits to Andy Reid, no matter who's playing, is still a lot of respect. But I didn't hate it. You know, and this is so stupid. I always think to myself, if there's like a similar spread, you know, if you follow me for a while, you always know I think like this. But if there's a similar spread, I don't really think both of them come through. I think one comes through and one doesn't. There was a 1 o'clock, 10.5 dog that not only covered, but won outright. The Chicago Bears. And when that happened, I was like, fuck. You know, what are the chances? What are the fucking chances the Chiefs are going to do it as well? Not great, Bob. But anyways, we'll keep moving here. Last game, talked about it. You know, Sam Darnold, it's 18 weeks of football. He's been great. I mean, let's be honest. You know, people, in my opinion, overreact a little too much in the sports world. If like something goes wrong 1 week after 5-6 weeks of great football, the sky is falling. You want the coach fired. You want the quarterback benched. Get the fuck out of here. Some guy was on my ass yesterday. This Joe A guy. I don't know who the fuck that is. And, you know, we were just talking about Todd Bowles a little bit because, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that Todd Bowles is like one of the best coaches in the NFL. I, as a Bucs fan, I get very frustrated and I'm still questioning whether I want him as the guy long-term or not. But I still think at the end of the day, we need to pump the brakes a little bit on how much criticism we're giving Todd Bowles and how everybody calls for his head the second the Bucs lose. I mean, if you look at the Bucs roster, the fact that this team won the division in back-to-back years is unbelievable. And I know Javon's comment was, oh, he got carried by Dave Canales. Oh, he got carried by Liam Cohen. Come on. Seriously? That's what we're doing? A 34-year-old offensive coordinator for the first time, Liam Cohen, a 39-year-old David Canales, who's, you know, had a nice little resume, but come on. I just refuse. I refuse to just only say that. I'm not saying it's an elite division, but come on, man. Look at this talent, dude. Look at the talent the Bucs have. Seriously. Mike Evans is the fucking man, but like, yeah, he's getting old. Levante David's 13th season. I'm just saying, I'm not celebrating Todd Bowles like he's the best coach in the NFL or even one of the best coaches. But you got to give him a little bit of credit, don't you? But he's done. I mean, When they keep White in for the whole fourth quarter against the Cowboys, I wanted Todd Bowles' head. When they keep White in for the whole fourth quarter, sure. I hated that he had Chris Godwin in there towards the end of the game. As a Pats fan, it's crazy how they went from Brady to Baker and have stayed competitive. I envy it. Well said. Well said. I mean, does the head coach not get a little bit of credit for that? Baker's a dog. Yeah, I know. The offensive coordinator's been great. Yeah, I know. Bucky is awesome. The offensive line is overperforming. The defense stinks, but like, come on. It's still like, we don't have a LeBron James of football carrying us. You know, if you look, I'm not taking anything away from this guy, but like even Kevin O'Connell. Oh, he's carried by Brian Flores. Oh, he's got fucking Justin Jefferson. Nick Sirianni, Bozo. But look at all the guys he's got. Saquon, AJ Brown. Come on. Seriously, I think Todd Bowles is doing more with less, in my opinion. Oh, stop it. NFC South is just catch it. I'm not saying it's not. But don't you forget something. No, I'm not. Kevin O'Connell is my coach of the year by a wide mark. Well, Dan Campbell's up there too. Kevin O'Connell is head and shoulders above Todd Bowles. But do you not understand what I'm trying to say? Look at the roster that Todd Bowles has. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. But hold on a minute. This is crazy. I know it's cat shit, but what about the big bad Atlanta Falcons? What about the big bad Atlanta Falcons that everybody loved to win the division? What about the big bad Atlanta Falcons everybody loved to win the Super Bowl? Ain't shit. No. Cornfields. Don't forget, for like 15 weeks, you said Sam Darnold couldn't win Coach of the Year. Comeback Player of the Year. So I don't want to hear it. Anyways, let's keep moving. Now let's talk playoffs. All right. Saturday, January 11th, Dan Quinn for Coach of the Year, not in contention. Yeah. I think Dan Quinn is phenomenal. Did a phenomenal job. But I think Campbell and O'Connell would be ahead of him. No. Y'all were loud. Buffalo. No. Can't do it. Okay. Let's talk early thoughts. Saturday, January 11th, 4:30. Chargers, go Chargers. Lock in. Definitely wins backwards hat, Coach of the Year. Lock in. Chargers -3 on the road. Total of 43 at Houston. I mean, I love the Chargers. I love the Chargers. And, I don't like Houston. Is that a lot of respect to be laying 3 on the road? Fuck. What do you guys think about this line? I am just not into the Houston Texans this year. I'm really not. Down the stretch, this is what the Houston Texans have done. I mean, is any of look at their whole season. Is any of this impressive? Let's talk about this. They won 29-27 on the road against the Colts. They beat the Bears 19-13 at home. They beat the Jags 24-20. Beat the Bills. That's by far the best thing they did all season. And they beat the Patriots. They beat the Colts again. They beat the Cowboys, but that was without Dak. They beat the Jags. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Titans. Is any of that impressive? I mean, man, 31-2 loss against the Ravens. Fuck. You know what I think? I'd like to get your thoughts on the total, because that's where I think my money's going to go on this game. I like the under. How are we not betting Harbaugh laying a short number against mediocrity? I know. I still think that you're going to get you're going to get here's the thing we have to remember about the Chargers, though, too. We talked about the Texans. Let's talk about the Chargers. The Chargers have had some good moments, but beat Gardner Minshew, beat the Panthers in week 2 when the Panthers were horrible, beat the Broncos, beat the Saints. I think that was Spencer Rattler. Beat Jameis Winston and the Browns. Beat the Titans. They did beat the Bengals. Looked horrible against the Falcons. Won, but probably should have lost that game. Got their dick kicked in by the Bucs. Nobody talks about that. Fireballs. Beat the Broncos again. They just owned the Broncos. And then they beat the Patriots, and then they beat the Raiders. If you just look at this body of work, it's not overly impressive. But they did what they were supposed to do because look at their team. They don't have many dudes. Vlad McConkey and Quentin Johnson and Will Dissly. Look at that defense. The whole reason I fucking faded him on this year. Dead wrong. Shit wager. Pay attention if any of you are out there just thinking that all I do is glaze myself. Awful, awful bet. Chargers could possibly be without their all-pro left tackle, Rashawn Slater. Something to keep an eye on. Herbert could be getting swarmed without him. Yep. So Texans have to be the worst team in the playoffs. Yep. Think Herbert learned a lot from that disaster second half against the Jags in the 21 playoffs. So interesting. Talk about a cat shit division. Not sure why, but I could see Houston turning this into a low-scoring rock fight and possibly winning. Yeah. I like the under. I like the under a lot. And you know what else I'll even say? I think this lands right around the number. I mean, this could be a 17-14 type of game, in my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. But I guess my question is this. Do you guys think the under is the most obvious play on the board? Or is it the Chargers? I like the under. But is this a game that where people, I'm okay. I don't have to always be contrarian. I will bet square sides. But 20-17, sure. I actually might take a fun bet of the Chargers to win by exactly 3 points. Not even kidding. I could see it happening. I could even see 23-20. I could see the odds makers absolutely nailing this game on the spread and the total. I sure can. Going to wager talk real quick. Ooh. Uh-oh. Yeah, it is. You're right. Total open 44. Bet down already to 43. Down to 42.5 at DraftKings. 58% of the money bets 85% of the money if you give a fuck about that. So yeah, the sharps already hitting the under. 84% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Chargers. 2.5 at DraftKings, 3 everywhere else. Also, it's so funny that the Texans always are like the first game. I think they were talking about that on Pardon My Take or something. The Texans are like always the first game of the playoffs. It's so funny that's how that got set up. Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Kind of hard not to take the Steelers here, right? It's definitely the Chargers. Yeah, it's going to be one of those things, guys. I don't think anyone's going to be on the Texans. Just saying that. I don't love too much about the Chargers because, again, I just want to remind you guys, they ended the season. Keep this in mind. Seriously, they ended the season playing the Patriots and the Raiders. I understand that win against the Broncos was a very good win, 34-27. They still got their punch in the face early. They got their dick kicked in by the Bucs. They lost to the Chiefs. They lost to the Raiders. And they won against the Falcons, but they looked terrible. They had 10 first downs. So, anyways, shout out to Kirk Cousins on that one. Shout out to Greg's best bet on that one. I'm not all the way in love with the Chargers. Just not. But one thing I've noticed, they are getting aggressive with Justin Herbert. 28-36. Everybody thought that what's-his-face was going to come in here. Fuck, who am I thinking of? Harbaugh. And they were going to be just like Michigan. Run, run, run. Turns out that wasn't really the case. They're passing that thing like a motherfucker. Would be so Tomlin to play possum like this and then take out Baltimore. Could you imagine? Pittsburgh, Baltimore. What do you guys think? 9.5, 45.5. Man, the Steelers are a just brutal team. Brutal. It's a really, really big number. Kind of a high total too, but the Pittsburgh defense has been bad. Yeah, I lean the points, but oh my God. Have to think that Pittsburgh's going to give it everything they got, right? They got work last season around one. Who wants the Steelers here? Yep. Low scoring? Oh, man, that total is fucking high. You don't think 40, open 46. You don't think 46 is high? I mean, maybe not. The Steelers defense has been terrible. It just feels a little high to me. I could be wrong. All right. Let's keep moving. Yeah, divisional game makes you want to take the dog for sure. Denver and Buffalo. How we feeling about this one? Snide. This is a less obvious under. Interesting. Okay. What team gets into the playoff and doesn't give their all? I don't know. NFL playoffs, round 1, 2023. Let's see. Well, now that you asked, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Philadelphia Eagles 32-9. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Miami Dolphins in freezing temperatures 26-7. The Houston Texans beat the shit out of Cleveland 45-14. Buffalo beat Pittsburgh 31-17. Did those teams give it their all? Steelers have shown zero pulse in 2 months. Yes. If Baltimore rolls over Pittsburgh, can we stop glazing Mike Tomlin for continually backdooring his way to the playoffs at 500? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Can keep moving. I don't think I want to get involved in that game, but I think Pittsburgh's going to make it a little bit more difficult on Baltimore than we might assume. How is it not the Bills? Yeah. My only point in referencing that, you actually did make me wonder too, is teams are going to give it their all, but they're still vulnerable to getting their ass kicked. So I'm not just going to go in here and bet every single dog and being like, oh, they're going to try really hard. So certainly they're going to keep it close. I'm just wondering, is Pittsburgh a team that I want to take with all those points? Maybe. Is it not the Bills? Wow. Bills are up to 9. Holy shit. Wow. Oh. Holy shit. They were 9.5. Oh my God. Oh God. I don't want to fade Sean Payton and Bo Nix. I really don't. I mean, did you see them against the Chiefs? God damn. Fuck. Sorry, I'm thinking. Man, the total is high too, isn't it? 47? 47.5. Is that not high? I guess they're both really good over teams. Denver 11-6 to the over. Buffalo 11-5-1. Knicks on the road, first playoff game. Never a good thing to get in playoff after blowout. Take it easy. Interesting. No let. All right. Just like instant thought reaction to this. I don't see Buffalo losing. Minus 500 on the ML. Put 100 to win 20. Steve Fezzik, the Steve Fezzik special. It's like this is tough. This is really tough. I mean, is Bo Nix going into Buffalo and taking down Josh Allen? No, he's not. They're not. He's not doing that. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I'm apologizing. I have no idea why I'm apologizing. I'm not sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about. That's not happening. I'm not telling you anything is guaranteed or a lock. But the Buffalo Bills money line prime open spot parlay piece is something to consider. Bo Nix is not taking down Josh Allen. He's not. Is he going to cover the 8.5, 9? I don't know. Oh no, I don't like the Bucks money line. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, Green Bay and Philadelphia. This is a really, really interesting game and an interesting matchup. Talk to me. I need to know. I was talking about this with Steak. He thought that the Packers were going to be trendy. Listen, I have the Packers win the Super Bowl. That shit ain't hitting. I'm not ashamed to say it. Okay. We all make shit wagers. It's a shit wager. I got caught up in the prison of the moment. Green Bay has limp-dicked their way into the playoffs. I mean, this has just been a pathetic end of the season. The way they got their dick kicked in at Minnesota and then losing like that. But granted, Jordan Love was out. But it doesn't matter. None of that matters. And you know what? I tend to like when a team makes into the playoffs. It's a new season and they face a little adversity. And they got that taste of a loss because they don't want it again. But there's just something about the way the Packers came out in that Minnesota game. It's not sitting right with me. It's just not. It's not sitting right. Whereas you look at a couple weeks before that, the way they were flying around, beating the fucking Niners, beating the Dolphins, beating the Seahawks, they look like a completely different team. They look like they were having fun. They look like they were loose. They look like they were dangerous. Now, I don't like what I've seen the last 2 weeks. But they're in the playoffs. It's all that matters. At the Eagles opening 3.5, bet up to 5.5. That's a big move. 2-point move. A lot of money. 45.5 is up to 46. Some places. So, might walk over them. Yeah. Limp dick. That's one way to put it. Yeah, I think that's fair to say, right? Watson always hurt. Reed can't hold that. Yeah, dude, Christian Watson is just, I'm sorry. He seems like a nice talent, but he's not really. He's not built for football. I just don't think, unfortunately. So I guess I'm not going to do it. I don't know what the situation is with the Eagles. They've had a nice end of the season. They had a great season in general, obviously. I just have to wonder, though, given how low the Packers feel right now after losing to the Bears and losing to the Vikings in the way they did, I kind of feel like it scared some bettors off of them. Who isn't going to take the Eagles to win this game? Seriously. And I know you can say the same thing for Buffalo, whatever, but this is a smaller number. 3.5 to me looks free. If I'm just a pro bettor with bags of money looking for discrepancies in the market and I see a line of the Eagles 3.5, what pro bettor isn't going to hammer that shit for thousands? You know what I mean? And clearly they have, and they are. Let's move 2 points. Are the Eagles going to be a liability for the sports book? Is the house going to want the Packers? Kind of feels like that. I don't even know if Public Joe wants the Packers with 5. When do we see the resistance? Have you ever seen the South Park movie? When do we see the resistance and the buyback on the Packers? Does it start with me? Lord Syndicate. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll put one crisp unit on the Packers at 5.5, and we'll see if that gets the resistance party started. Sandy will take Packers. Yep. Josh Jacobs for Saquon Barkley. Cinema. Yep. I remember last year when no one thought the Packers had a chance getting in Dallas. They came out and put up 30 on them. Yep. VGen hired by the books. You know what's funny is there's actually legitimately people who would hear me say that and they would think that. A lot of weirdos out there. Love that. No pun intended. Oh, good one. Packers first half. Since Hurts will have had a ton of time off since they couldn't see some rust. Yep. Waiting for the Hurts ruled in so I can see if I get a 6. Got you. So basically what you're telling me is the 3.5 is because of injury concern. I mean, I just would have never assumed that Hurts isn't playing. He had a couple weeks off and an injury and a concussion, potential concussion, right? How many weeks do we typically see people miss with a concussion? He missed 2 weeks. And he barely played week 16. Really want to clown that dude on Twitter. Yeah, it's not worth it, but thank you. Thank you for the support. Packers first half, since Hurts will have had a ton of time off since injury, we could see some rust. I don't hate that. And Sirianni does like to come out and play with his food a little bit. The Chiefs will three-peat, says HUD the stream. Yeah, I would never rule it out. They really got there on Hurts' arm. Fair enough, brother. Yep, okay. All right. 2 more games left. 2 more games left. Lock in, you motherfuckers. Don't go anywhere. Don't you go anywhere. How we doing on YouTube? What's up, YouTube people? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you. I know we're not live on Twitter anymore. My bad. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, let's talk about it. Bucks and Commanders. Let's see what Wager Talk has this line. We've got Tampa opening as a 3-point favorite and staying as a 3-point favorite. 50.5 is up to 51.5. These teams met in week 1, if you don't remember. Todd Bowles put on a masterclass against Jane Daniels, but it was Jane Daniels' debut. I think he only completed like 5 passes to receivers or something like that. He didn't throw the ball down the field. And kudos to the Commanders and Cliff Kingsbury for switching things up after that. That was also a glorious day as I hit on Jane Daniels 80+ rushing yards, I think for like plus 700, plus 800, something like that. I will tell you this. I'm a little nervous as a Bucs fan. Hurts is playing. Eagles used him in the graphic for the game. Yeah, he's playing. So is Love. Everybody's fine. Falcons license plate frame in front of me. I gave him the thumbs down. Good job, Viz. Drive safe, though. Safe travel. Keep your eyes on the road. Eyes on the road, out on the board review. So here's where I'm at. I'm really nervous about the Commanders coming in and wreaking some havoc. I just am. The Bucs, though, I'm not even just saying this of like, oh, it's hard to beat the same team twice. Like I used to say that. I'm done with saying that. I understand that's very popular, and I feel like there's some people that have finally brought some data to it. I'm not the data guy. But I respect the data guys. We all need data guys. So thank you to the data guys out there. But they came back and they said, actually, that's not the case. Teams are beating the same team twice. Okay, cool. I hope they're right. I hope they're right. I'll fucking fist bump the shit out of a data guy who tells me that in this game because I want the Bucs to win. But the problem is this. I really respect the Commanders, and I'm not fearing Jaden Daniels on the road making his playoff debut, just as I'm really not like running to the window to fade Bo Nix. These guys are in pretty good systems that complement their skill set. I fucking dog shit on Sean Payton. I thought he was a Drew Brees merchant. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I'll tell you what I was right about. Russell Wilson fucking stinks. Okay. So data nerds, you can get fucked with that one. But anyways, oh God, total 50.5, highest total you're going to see on the board. But it makes sense though. The Bucs defense is not very good. And the Commanders offense has serious potential. And then Baker's a dog. Baker's an absolute dog. I mean, Baker can fucking come out there and throw three touchdown passes in the first half. You know what I mean? HUD, this stream, I already recapped, unfortunately. You can play back the video if you want to hear my thoughts, but I was on the Lions and I always thought it was the Lions. Drew Aller to the Browns. Oof, have fun with that. Man. Nothing is coming to me in this game right now. Nothing is coming to me in this game right now, but the one thing I really like is this. Actually, I will tell you something. I'll tell you something. I loved. We just had the Bucs come out a little slumpy and sleepy against that Saints game. They woke up, they won it, but what have we noticed when you go back throughout the Bucs season? When they sleepwalk, they wake up with a vengeance. Last time these teams played, by the way, 37-20. When the Bucs, after they beat the Lions, people forget they beat the Lions, held the Lions to 16 points. Oh, wow. Todd Bowles, fire Todd Bowles. They lost to the Broncos 26-7. They came out and they beat the absolute shit out of the Eagles. They won 33-16. That was a wake up. Then, what was the other spot? At Carolina, kind of sucked in that game. Next game, they did just fine and beat up the Chargers, Raiders, 28-13. Then, fourth game on a 5-week stretch, they came out a little flat against Dallas, fought back, did not win. What did they do the next week against Carolina? Roared back, 148-14. So, I kind of like that they came out like that because I think there's going to be an emphasis on practice, coaching, and I think they're going to come out strong, and I think they're going to come out sharp. That's what I think. They beat the Lions, and the Lions were healthy also. Yep. People forget. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty popular over game. I won't be fading that. Like Washington will be a fairly public dog after the season they had to. Really? Damn. I think it's time for Baker to have a playoff run. Washington, then Rams, Vikings, both wins. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I think that I think it's somewhat telling. I mean, they're giving you the full 3 with Washington. If it was 2.5, I would be like, oh, fuck. If it was 1.5, I would be like, oh, my God. That would really concern me. I like where the number's at. I think it's a good number, and I think it respects the Bucs. So I like that. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I still think the Bucs should win this game. I do. Let's talk Rams and Vikings. Vikings on the road. 2-point favorites right now. Let's see what Wager Talk has that as. The Vikings are 2-point favorites down to 1.5. You know what I like about this game? I actually like the under in this game. 47.5 down to 47. I like the under in this game. Let me see. Last time they played, what happened? So they played in week 7. The Rams won 30-20. I believe the Rams kind of got up early on them. No, I'm sorry. The Vikings actually had a 14-7 lead, and then they stalled out a little bit. I like the you know what? Oh, the Rams just rested everybody, didn't they? They did. Yeah. You would think for the Vikings that's a really brutal spot to go from playing like the most meaningful game maybe ever in a week 18, 2 14-win teams playing each other for the division. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. You turn around and go from that to Los Angeles to play a team that just rested all their starters and Sean McVay, and they've seen you already. That sounds like a terrible spot. You know what? I think I like it for the Vikings. I think I like it. Here's the thing. The Lions are a team where if they have a low or a down or a bad spot or injury news, I like them to kind of persevere and bounce back off that. The Vikings got to have some of that in them. They just do. They just have to have it. I refuse to believe they don't have it. I think they do. They are a very good football team. And if anything, the way they got their dick kicked in, I think was perfect. Seriously, think about what I'm saying. If they would have grinded out that game and had an emotional, like 31-28 loss, that would be tough. That would be tough. But I like that they just got their dick kicked in. And Sam Darnold had a really bad game. Now we just went from talking about paying Sam Darnold to now, is he the guy moving forward? You know? And you got a little rest versus rust, right? You like the Rams rested? I don't know that I do. I like a pissed off Vikings team going in there against a rested Matt Stafford, who really did not look that great. I mean, they obviously won games, but down the stretch, they were slumping offensively. 12 points against the Niners, 19 against the Jets, 13 against the Cardinals. And then they got a much needed bye week though. Like that worked out really well for them. And you know, Cooper Kupp, everybody's like, where's Cooper Kupp? Where's Cooper Kupp? I think I like the Vikings. And I think I like the under. Say the Vikings lost in OT in a close game all the way. What do you set the line? Oof, man, I don't know. KOC, former coach. Yep. Round one is unfortunately all favorites winning, not covering, but all favorites win. Interesting. Rams are a dark horse team for me this year. I respect that take. Kind of like how you opened the stream. Terrible game from Darnold. Bounce back when everybody thinks he is back to a dork. Bad guy. Yeah. KOC always shits his pants against the Lions. I also think they come back strong against LA. Well, look at that. Do we have a fucking bad guy, D-Gen, Special K, what do you call that? Trilab? Tripod? Tripletta. That's what we call it. We have a tripletta. I like the Vikings. And you know what? I like the under. Here's what the Vikings have to do in this game. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is what I think. Okay. You take the pressure off Sam Darnold. You don't try to have him go out there and throw 40, 50-yard deep bombs. No. I know it sounds nice. I know that's what Chewy wants. No. That's not what you do. This needs to be like a fucking 24 for 32, 240 yards. Nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy. Efficient game from Sam Darnold. And Aaron Jones, what the fuck is up with Aaron Jones, by the way? What is up with that? What was up with his usage in the red zone? Oh, the fumbles. That's right. He had 10 carries for 45 yards. He needs 17 to 18 carries at minimum. Yeah. Also, just run the ball in general. Tweeted out Vikings last night. Shit ain't hitting. Really? Good on you, Cam, for getting ahead of it. Didn't they call mid-major Matt Tripod in college? That's pretty funny. Don't think people are going to want Rams over Vikings. Interesting. As a Lions fan, it sucked, but was happy to see them get bitched by Buffalo. Teams need that when they're riding high. I think that was the loss for the Vikings last night. Got to get knocked down sometimes. Yeah. Even the best fall down sometimes. Isn't that song? Rams 21st rushing yards allowed per game. Aaron Jones time. It's got to be the Aaron Jones game, dude. It just has to be the Aaron Jones game. That's my early candidate for a masterclass. The only way I was thinking Chumbawamba. I get knocked down. Yep. Or Aaliyah, RIP. If at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Oh, here's Cam's money. Vikings -2 versus the Rams is a must play. Vikings got punched in the mouth right before the playoffs. Love that. Give me KOC to bounce back at the Rams. I believe are massive frauds. They scored 13. Yeah, I don't know that the Rams are massive frauds. I liked what I watched from the Rams. That defense impresses the fuck out of me. And they're still a pain in the ass to get off the field on third down. I don't know about massive frauds, although I appreciate you saying that because it makes me look a little bit better for taking their under win total. But That Rams defense is kind of legit. That defensive line is kind of legit. Jared Verse, defensive rookie of the year. Do we cash it? Come on, baby. Look at us boomers bringing up songs nobody in here knows. Yep. Tries to get cute in the red zone. Got away with the run if you're going to go for it on fourth down. Yeah, I didn't like that. You got to take the points when you're on the road. I know those field goals don't matter in the overall, scenario of the final score or whatnot, but and it's just like a momentum thing too, take those points. So anyways, I'm going to end it with this. I know I said we talked some NBA and NHL. We might go do that. It's 12 o'clock. I do have to get going. I've got some shit to do. I'll probably go back live on TikTok, maybe around 4 o'clock, and we'll do NHL and NBA. Hate to be that guy, but this is the 5th consecutive week I will see Aaron Jones ladders and Aaron Jones bounces back. No. Hey, fat girls, you never, ever, ever need to hate to be that guy. We need those guys. Great job. Great comment. Keep us honest. You're right. It's not an Aaron Jones thing. It's a fucking Kevin O'Connell thing. Ads going crazy. I put up prime numbers yesterday. So out of coin for a sub. Can somebody give my guy Phil Zutley a sub bang? Can we gift Phil Zutley a sub bang? And you have a badge next to your name. Okay, well, this isn't hitting then. You all are idiots. It's Jay Jettas. Ooh. How the fuck did you not run Ant Meat on Tabe back for the Celtics game? I see Pook having 10 catches for 150 yards and Kyron scoring 2 touchdowns. Interesting. Okay. I think that's going to do it, guys. Great job. Cornfields with the sub bank for Phil's. W Cornfields. Thank you again, Cornfields. I was singing your praises. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but thank you for coming on Prop Talk yesterday. All right, guys, those are my thoughts. I like the Vikings. I like them early too. I like a pissed off Vikings team to come out, but you gotta be if you're Kevin O'Connell, you gotta be willing to establish the run. You have to do short passes. This needs to be a hawk game, and then in the second half, you fucking hit him with a Jetta downfield 2 or 3 times. But you got to keep the Rams offense off the field. You got to give Sammy Boy some confidence. Make those easy plays, those easy throws, run the ball, get yourself 2nd and 6. Okay? I think you can run. With your offensive line in this in Aaron Jones. I think early in the game. Yep. Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you all for hanging out. It's been a fun stream, been a good stream. What is tech trading? Oh, I can send you guys over to Owner's Box. Say what's up to those dudes. I will check you guys. Make sure to follow the TikTok if you haven't already at the DGen Weekly on TikTok. I'll be going on live there. We're going to dig into the NHL and NBA board a little bit later. All right. Follow Steak for NBA action. He's been hot as shit. Raid Owner's Box Sports. All right. Big W's there. All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. Appreciate you. Happy Monday. And have a great week, TGen. I gave in major mod in Discord. Forgive me if he gets drunk and the Vikings lose last week. Oh, Jesus. I don't know why you did that. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.